Can I make something good out of this? Can I make something good out of this? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true, you could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, and I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. Can I make something good out of this? Can I pretend that something is missing? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You will be late, you could be too, you could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, and I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, but I want more. You could be late, you could be true, you could be underneath my shoe. Times you're the only one who's strong, and I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. I want more from you, yeah, more. I want more, I want more, I want more from you, yeah, more. I want more, I want more, I want more from you, yeah, more. I want more, I want more, I want more from you, yeah, more. More from you, yeah, more. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need? Yo! What's up? We're here. We're still around, boss. One of the most bizarre occurrences I've ever experienced as a content creator. Let's go. You miss me? I miss you guys too. Dude, very strange 3 days we just experienced. First off, let's go. Dude, 𝗙𝗪𝗏, thank you, boss. Appreciate you. You too, good vibe. Let's go. And thank you, Gig Tax. Let's go. Kicked ass on Fortnite, thank you. Dude, stop stupidity, let's go. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl.
I don't wanna hang around.
I'd rather be found.
It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together.
Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Dude, what a strange couple days. We'll talk about it in a minute. But right now, we're just gonna sing for a second. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant.
Hey,
Let's
just
go.
wanna change the world, but
I'm not gonna wait my turn.
I don't ever want to come down.
I'd rather be found.
It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting.
Let's go.
Anticipating.
Here we go. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. No, 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 no. My world. Radiant, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. I can't pretend. No, 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 no. I hope this
It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Oh, oh, oh. Da-da. Dude. So hold on. Let me get the stream recording started. What a fucking strange occurrence, boss. Right? Like, you're so excited to see me again. Let's go, Beard. Thank you, boss. Appreciate you. So, like, it is very strange what just occurred. I'll be honest. I'm not even sure what happened, because here let me give you the series of events that took place over the last 3 days. Okay, so we stream on Thursday, New Year's Day, first time slot. Okay, first of the new time slot. Then what ended up happening is that night I did not record my stream. I had to download it from YouTube. And I used this like special downloader program because YouTube doesn't allow you to download high quality like live streams. Okay, so I'm trying to download my stream, and what happened was it got age restricted because of the stuff we had covered with Grok. Okay, so they age restricted. Dude, S. Larson, let's go. So they age restricted the video. Okay, now I like age restricted and copyright restricted, like advertising restricted. So when that happens, what I do is I go in and I just edit out the problematic material. Okay, because I had already downloaded the file, right? So I could make my video and then make it like be able to talk about it not age restricted. So, right? And it doesn't matter what your demographic is. It's like if YouTube thinks your stuff might be like inappropriate for people under 18, it age restricts it to make sure it doesn't end up there. So what I did was I went back in. Dude, Magnolia, let's go. We missed you too, boss. All right. Let's fucking go, Magnolia. Thank you, boss. So check this out though. So I go in and I edit out the video, right? I edit it out. I'm waiting for it to get approved after the edit, which takes, I don't know, a couple hours. And then like 3 hours later, I get like pinged. I was uploading a short and I got this exclamation point and I'm like, dude, what's going on? I'm trying to upload a short and all of a sudden I see that like I had gotten banned, right? I'd been suspended. And there was a whole section there with a copy strike, and it gave me a timestamp. And the timestamp, though, didn't go to anything. The timestamp went to like me talking about Donald Trump. And so I was really confused. So then I thought, was the timestamp like the video after I edited it, right? Which would have put it somewhere in that Twitter thing where we were like, watching that person who had commented all that negative shit about me, right? And so I was very confused. I thought maybe that was it. So now I'm suspended and I have no clarity. I don't really know what for. It wasn't anything that was like super obvious. So here's what took place is that night I got really sad and depressed. So I decided to stream Fortnite. Okay. And I had a good night, stream Fortnite. I streamed Fortnite for a couple days. I remembered both like why I don't ever want to have to stream Fortnite for a living again. And I, you know, also it was fun. It was fun to like, you know, reconnect with some of the old crew. But anyway, so two things happened over the last 3 days. One is I sent Brian Tyler Cohen a bunch of panic messages, to which he just replied today. So he didn't do anything, okay? He just got my messages today. So he didn't talk to anybody on my behalf. Then yesterday, I did tag Team YouTube and the YouTube liaison saying, hey guys, I'm trying to figure out why I got suspended. I at least want to know so I can't repeat it. And I got like an AI response from Team YouTube. And then I did just ask them in DMs, can I like talk to a human being? Can I like email someone? And then last night, mysteriously, it wasn't like the suspension was lifted. It was literally as though it never happened. Like the strike was just gone. Elite, let's go, boss. Welcome back. It's good to be back, boss. Thank you for playing those games with me. That was a lot of fun. It's literally just gone. It is as though it never happened. You know what I'm saying? It is as though it never happened. So that's it. So I don't know, but the video, the edited video where I cut out the age restricted part, that edited video is live. So there like apparently was nothing in it. So now I don't know if it was AI ping something serious and they just shut the channel down to make sure like, you know, somebody's not being crazy until they get a human review, right? But whatever. I'm just, thank you, YouTube. It's good to be back. I'm glad something took place and we finally got back and here we are. All right, we're back. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back with you guys doing that thing we do. Okay. And you know, like now, like it's fresh reset, right? Dude, right? Fresh reset. Beginning of the year reset, you know? And yes, I saw that there is a gunfire. I saw that. I saw a little bit about that. We'll talk about all that shit. I mean, first thing, let's just start with a little primer about like the Maduro, whatever, Venezuela. Let's not pretend this was about anything other than oil, okay? We saw today, it was reported that Trump told the oil companies he was going in and getting Maduro. He didn't even tell Congress. He told the oil companies so they could all cash in on the stock bump, okay? It is disgusting oil baron oligarchy bullshit going on in America, okay? And distraction, which by the way, it didn't work, okay? Because Epstein was trending today, and screw you, Donald Trump. We're not going to let you forget about this shit, okay? You know what I'm saying? But guys, as far as regime change, fuck off, okay? Seriously, regime change, Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, like show me a place. Iran, show me a place where this shit has worked, okay? Show me a place where regime change has worked. It never works, okay? It leaves a power vacuum with everyone shooting each other, trying to like take over the government. Oh my God. You see the Machaho woman? What's her name, dude? What is this shit? Dude, look at this shit, guys. Okay? What even is this? All right? Look at this shit. Where is it? Let's find it. Oh, what's her name? Dude, this woman, you ready? Right here. Look at this. She goes on Hannity, dude, Machado. Oh my God, bro. All right. See, hold on. This is redonkulous, okay? Why? Because look what's going on now. She is going to go on Hannity and she's going to say, Trumpy's so good. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, can I give you my Peace Prize? Oh, yeah, after you just kidnapped the leader of a country that didn't do anything to you, I'm going to offer to give you my Peace Prize. Why? Because she wants to be installed, okay? She wants to be installed, guys. She's hoping that Trump is going to, like, put her as like a puppet government, okay? Then she'll kiss Trump's ass and give him oil in exchange for, you know, become a fucking billionaire and have total control over the country, dude. This is so disturbing, boss.
Right. Did you at any point offer to give him the Nobel Peace Prize? Did that actually happen? I had read that somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was true.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but I certainly would love to be able to personally tell him that we believe the Venezuelan people, because this is a prize of the Venezuelan people, certainly want to give it to him and share it with him. What he has done, as I said, is historic. It's a huge step towards a democratic transition, and I want to...
Dude, right. What is she doing? Right? Oh, yeah. I want to share it with him. Dude, what the fuck? Can you help me move? I need help carrying my stuff. Dude, let's go. I'm on it. I'll meet you there. Dude, this is just pure insanity, guys. Absolute insanity. Okay? She's going on Hannity. And guys, this, I mean, I agree with 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍. It's like sad. It is like sad, the level of anti-reality that we live in now, where people will prostrate themselves to Donald Trump, you know, trying to extract some kind of like favor from him, right? Oh, you want to be president of Venezuela, right? Send money, give Peace Prize, right? I mean, dude, it is some crazy shit. Just groveling because she's not Trump's guy, right? She's pulling a Nancy Mace. You know what I'm saying? You're very upset Democrats are doing nothing. Like, Aria, what do you expect Democrats are supposed to do, boss? Like, what can they do? They don't have any power. You know what I mean? Like, what are the Democrats supposed to do? Like, throw a protest? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's literally nothing they can do until they take back the House. If you don't have any power, you don't have any power. You know what I'm saying? There's like, I mean, dude, at this point, like, they just got to make sure they ride this out and you know, don't lose the House. Impeach for the record, but they're not going to pass an impeachment. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to vote for that shit. And what does that record do? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you having an impeachment when you don't get it, like, nobody, you know, Republicans refusing to impeach Trump is not going to affect the election right now. You know, shows they are fighting. I don't think it does, guys. I think focusing on the task at hand, which is like, so here's the thing, guys. And I want to impress this upon you, okay? And I want you guys to hear me out on this, okay? You ready? So like, think about this. Like, here, I know. Here's what I want you to think about. Is I realize that most of the Democratic voters, or many of the Democratic voters, they want to they want to, every time the Republicans do something, you want the Democrats to rush in and just have some response. But I don't think we need to do that, okay? I think trying to respond to this in a weak way just gives them more of a win. I think the appropriate thing to do here is to let them like have their little win and then see what the fallout is before you strategize what your response is. Because you don't necessarily want to be instantly responding and then you do something that doesn't like get any traction and then you just look weak and you just look like you're frantically, right? You know how they frantically respond to everything? I don't think we need to do that necessarily. I think, you know, it's January. If they think this is their win, like let them have it. Okay? Let them have their win. Let them have their little moment. Let them, you know, prostrate fucking Venezuelan leaders out there begging Trump to be president and all this shit. And I think we maintain focus on the Epstein files. I think we maintain focus on winning the House races. Now, I think Tim Walz stepping down today, there's a little bit of shit going on with Minnesota. Okay? Dude, glad you're back. I'm glad to be back, Ella. Oh, somebody said they want, I saw a dance party goal too. Let's do that as well. All right? Let's get that going. Go 30 minutes. Fucking secure that shit. Let's go. I don't think we necessarily have to answer every like little thing. I think it's a little complicated right now, okay? Because like we got to get focused on winning the House, right? Right? We got to maintain focus on winning the House, guys. Okay? That's what we got to do. Stop stupidity. Let's go. That is our focus. Now, we're going to talk about Tim Walz in a minute. Dance party LFG. Let's go. Dude, James, let's go, baby. Looking good, boss. Dude, 𝗙𝗧𝗏. Thankful the political punk is back. It is good to be back, guys. It is so good to be back. And so Tim Walz, guys, I think you ready for this? I'm going to go on the record right now. Snow puppies, howl in delight. Let's go, Sam. Oh, Pinky Parker, let's dance. We shall be dancing. Let's go, baby. So when I think about the Tim Walz thing, I think about Joe Biden, okay? And I think about Tim Walz falling on the sword, right? In order to sort of take the heat for all this shit. I mean, did you see this though, guys? Because just the sheer disgusting thing of this. Look at this, right? Did you see this clown? This guy right here, right? And look at what he posted. He said, I ended Tim Walz, right? But I really think looking at this tweet is really important, okay? Because, let's go, boss. Because you see that, like, this guy isn't a journalist at all, okay? He's a right-wing fucking, like, oh, I ended Tim Walz. Blah, blah, blah. He didn't end anything. I mean, I understand why Tim Walz is stepping down, okay? Because that way he can just assume the negativity of that scandal and they can get a clean slate there. If anything, guys, let's go, Larson. If anything, I think like he may have guaranteed a Democratic win. You know what I'm saying? He may have guaranteed a Democratic win because there is a possibility if Tim Walz had run that maybe he loses. Maybe they actually did tarnish him enough. But by Tim Walz stepping down, I think he removes the power of this shit. And you know what else? I bet Tim is going to run for Senate now. I swear to you, dude, Tim is going to run for Senate. I bet we're going to get Tim Walz in the Senate. You watch, dude. You watch. He's going to fall on the sword here. He's going to step out of the limelight. They're going to beat the Republicans in Minnesota with a new person, and then Walz is going to run for Senate. No, not Walz for president. Dude, Tim Walz is never going to be president, guys. He's too soft, man. Tim Walz is too, he's not rough enough to be president. He's too soft. You know what I mean? I mean, if he was presidential, he would eke his way out of this. You know, he would have fought his way through this whole thing. He wouldn't even had to step down. He would have been like, fuck you, right? But there was, though, guys, I will say this, okay? I don't want to absolve Tim Walz of complete responsibility, because there is one thing, guys, where, and we have to hold Tim Walz accountable here, okay? Because this fraud shit in Minnesota is out of control, okay? It is. There's a lot of fraud. There's like hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud that's been going on. And the thing about this, guys, you ready for this? The thing that I want to fault him on is whatever he was doing to like hold the fraud people accountable, or if he was struggling with the Republicans to pass legislation, he wasn't being vocal about it. And it started before he was governor, but it did continue while he was governor, but he was never holding the Republicans to task, okay? Like, there was a fight between him and the Republicans about this. Certainly, they were fighting about what to do about this fraud. And I don't think he used his social media pulpit good enough to like control the narrative. Okay. He didn't control the narrative, guys. And so then, you know, Nick Shirley and Elon Musk were able to step in and control the narrative. And so that, I think, is a failure on his part. Okay, because like, can I show you an example? Can I show you an example, guys? Let's just look at Gavin Newsom's press office, okay? Because I'll show you the difference, okay? You ready? So look at this right here, okay? Let me show you the difference between Tim Walz and somebody else, okay? Right? Let me find the tweet. All right, here. You ready? So here's the difference. Okay? The difference, look at this. Okay? Nearly 1 year since the devastating LA firestorms, and we've had the fastest debris removal in modern US history. Ever since, communities have eagerly awaiting the White House for federal disaster relief they are rightfully owed as taxpayers as they seek to recover and rebuild. Okay, now, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because Gavin Newsom recognizes that the rebuild of the fires is a potential threat to his fucking legitimacy. So he is on the front line of saying, hey guys, we have had a historic debris removal, and now we're not rebuilding because Donald Trump's withholding the federal money. So he is already on the front of his situation, holding Trump accountable, right? Now, why I show you this is because Tim Walz, knowing that this fraud is in the background and knowing that this fraud is something that he is vulnerable for, he should have been talking about the fraud and setting the narrative of like, my God, we've been trying to correct this daycare fraud for 3 years and the Republicans are thwarting us. And like, what is going on with Republicans in Minnesota? Are they just sitting here like sniffing Trump the whole time, right? And he didn't do that. He didn't control his own narrative. And you have to. like in today's political climate, you have to have your eyes on every single thing that is going on under you that you are vulnerable for, and you have to preemptively control the narrative, right? Dude, let's go. Don't you ever leave again. Can you please say hi, Laura? All right, Laura, what's up? Hi, Laura. Let's go. Thank you, dashboard. And so like that is one of the ways that Tim Walz has had a continued vulnerability in the political realm, guys. Okay? He has had a continued vulnerability about this. And this stems back to even when he was running with Kamala Harris, where when he's given a speech, he's great, dude. When he's up there on the microphone and he's just talking and delivering a speech, he's like warm and kind-hearted and compassionate. He's this like fatherly figure, and he's really just a great old guy. But when his feet are in the fire and people are in his face saying, you're a liar, you're a cheat, you're a sneak, you fucked this up, he's like, I'm a knucklehead. Oh, I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm just like not very good at this sort of thing. And I think that's kind of a liability of his. And that's why I think his fall on the sword method, I think, is probably pretty good. It's a good move for him. Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go, boss. I think it's a good move for him, right? He can just take the scandal with him, right? Take the scandal with him and move on. I wish Joe Biden, if you're listening right now, Joe Biden, if you see this, look at what Tim Walz just did, Joe Biden. That's what we needed you to do in 2024, buddy. Dude, RX, let's go. First super chat. Oh, first fucking sticker, goal. Dude, let's go. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Biden, look at Tim Walz, buddy. That's what we needed you to do in 2023, homie. Right? We needed you to take the Gaza scandal with you, boss. Right? We needed you to take the genocide with you. They were already calling you Genocide Joe. You should have just taken it right to the fucking back door. Okay? Biden is playing Fortnite right now. Dude, Biden's getting boxed up in Fortnite. Oh my God. Dude. But so though, I will say though, for Tim Walz, I think like kudos to him. Okay? Seriously, kudos to him. You know what I mean? Kudos to fucking Tim Walz for falling on the sword and taking that shit with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a fucking good move. It's a good move. It's a good move. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I wanted Tim Walz to be running for Senate. I didn't want Tim Walz. I thought him running for governor again was kind of silly. We want Tim Walz in the Senate. Okay, we do. I think he'd be really good in the Senate. Why do you think it'll go with him though? I mean, I think that like it's just, that's just the way it works, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like the scandal will stick with him, right? It will. I mean, because of this, right? Because look at this. I ended Tim Walz. I mean, their whole narrative is wrapped up. They got their big victory. They got their victory against Tim Walz. They're all going to brag about it. They're going to try to, right? They're going to try to like agitate it. And now he can talk about it. Okay. He can become the center of this focus and everybody else will step in, right? They will blame the party. Yeah, but it doesn't really work like that in a voting thing, right? I mean, they blame the party, but dude, things just sort of like, you know, you just take them with you, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, blaming the party, liberals, everybody does that, you know? I think what's really important now is how they figure who's going to be the replacement, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to pick the right replacement. But But I think it's fine. You know, I think long term it's fine. And again, though, guys, it's January. Okay, it's January. You know what I'm saying? It's January. This will launch hundreds more. They see it works. Yeah, but so you ready? You ready for this? Here. Let me just tell you guys. My thing is this. I say let them. Okay? Because think about this, guys. Think about, you ready? Think about if all of these right-wing content creators are all engaged in one activity of like trying to find daycare fraud or whatever, like let them. That's a colossal waste of energy because I don't think they're going to find this same shit everywhere in America. I think other politicians in America are better. The only reason this thing really fell apart the way it did is because Tim Walz isn't good with his feet to the fire, right? Like if this shit had happened with 𝗍𝗪𝗶𝗍 or Gavin Newsom, they would have controlled it much better. If it had happened with somebody who was like a dogfighter mentality, I think it was a particular vulnerability of Tim Walz that they were able to exacerbate this much, like, you know what I mean? They were able to like run it up on him, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that like, you know, I just think it's the good move. Okay. I think it's the good move. Couldn't Tim Walz be taught how to debate? I mean, maybe. I mean, guys, let me just tell you this. The thing about the debating is I don't think it's a skill of debate. I think it's, how do you say it? I don't want to sound bad when I say this, but there is a certain amount of politics that is about bullshitting. Okay? It is. Like there is politics is about bullshitting, about changing the topic of the discussion during the discussion, and essentially manipulating the narrative live. Okay? You ready for this? Here, I'm going to tell you what this is, okay? What I think this is. Dude, David Whitaker, dude, let's go. Let's go, David. Oh, baby, let's go. You ready for it? I'm going to give you a YouTube. I'm going to give you a YouTube thing. You ready, guys? Okay? You ready? I'm going to give you a YouTube metaphor. You know how I love doing about the YouTube metaphor. Okay, so when you look at content creation, there are two types of content creators, okay? There is a person who creates videos where they go and they write a script and they deliver the script and they give you this polished, prefabricated thing that sells a point of view. All right? Some people are very good at that. They write a script, they deliver it with energy, they sell you an item. Here's your thing. Some people are live streamers where they go and they react in the moment. Somebody says something and they react to the reaction and they just sort of wing it as a live streamer type mentality. Okay? Now, politicians need to be the live stream reality. If you're big, high level, if you're just a local politician, you can be the YouTuber type. You go out, you make your speech, you win your campaign, you go do the work. But when you're on the national stage, you have to be like, I can just sit down and bullshit and react to the reaction. Okay, the reporter asked me this digging question. I don't show any emotion. I just immediately change the discussion. I immediately go to one of my talking points that I tailor. Yeah, it's like a comedian, right? Exactly. Like like comedians that do stage work. That's the politician type mentality. Reality TV stars. That is the politician type mentality. People who can go off script, and they can just sit there and react in the moment. And I don't think Tim Walz has that. I think Tim Walz is the guy who does well when there's a prepared script. He's the guy who does well when he's just up there giving a speech. But he is the guy that in the moment, if somebody comes up and asks him a way out of the box question, he's like, he can't roll with it. And I think that's a detriment. And I don't think you necessarily need to be a prick to have that. It's just some people are schmoozers and some people aren't. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is in politics, you know, like if you look at it, because I see here where Amy says, I'd rather have a decent guy than a bullshitter. I get that, right? But the thing about it is a decent guy can't beat a bullshitter on the national stage, okay? A bullshitter will beat a nice guy on the national stage. And that's a problem because you got to win if you want to get your nice guy in there. So you need a nice guy who's also a bullshitter. If you can't bullshit, you're going to get cleaned up by the bullshitters. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want a person who's a bullshitter that can also be a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. You know, it's true. And I mean, dude, again, I love Tim Walz. I do. I love him as a person, but this is a weakness, guys. This is a weakness that he showed during the campaign, right? With Kamala. It was his primary weakness. Okay? It was. His primary weakness was not being able to hold his own when he was under fire. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard. It's hard, guys. I mean, none of us know how none of us know how we would react in that. You know, it's true. I think what Natalie says there's too many voters who will fall for bullshit. So we need to harness the ability to BS and do it for good. I mean, it's true. She's right. Because guys, we have a problem in America. You know what our problem in America is, guys? We have a voter problem in America in the fact that 50% of American voters are idiots and assholes. You know, not to mince any words, that literally vote based on 2 seconds of looking at a candidate. And if they see the candidate show any weakness at all, they're like, oh, that's it. I'm done. Right? Oh, he choked up there. Right? I mean, and guys, it's not even just now. Can I just tell you? You ready, guys? You ready for this? Let's go back in history to the Nixon JFK debate, guys. Okay? Look at this. Dude, the Nixon JFK debate. I'm telling you, this right there, boss. Okay? This is a classic of optics. Okay? This was like the first sort of reality TV fucking campaign that people don't talk about. They went in a debate and Kennedy, it's black and white. He was wearing a gray suit. Okay? And Nixon got sweaty and Nixon got like, tongue-tied. And JFK was dressed in black. He was sturdy. He was personable. He was like winging it. He was solid. He was dominant and in control. And dude, everybody voted for the guy who just looked like he looked like he was together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? It's just so vibey, right? It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's wild how it works. And I think it's, I wish it wasn't that way. Stop stupidity. Let's go. I wish it wasn't that way, but you know what I mean? I hate that it's vibes. I agree with you. I hate that it's vibes. I hate that it's vibes. I hate that vibes are important. And I wish they weren't, but they are. They are. and there's like a packaging that goes on because of how we are. And you know what this reminds me of, guys? It reminds me of the stupid clickbait titles, right? You know how everybody says, oh, I hate the clickbait titles. I hate how all these titles on YouTube are so amped up or whatever. But the reason people use amped up titles on YouTube is because the viewers require amped up titles to activate. And so the amped up titles are showing up because of the way viewers are selecting content. And now the vibes being required are showing up because of the way people are choosing their political fucking candidates. And it's like, so it's dumb, but it is really a product of what we have become as a voting electorate. You know what I'm saying? Think if you ran on actual material gains, your vibes will follow. I mean, maybe. Here's what I think. You ready? I think this. You ready for this, guys? Here's what I will say. Is if you run on material gains alone, you will not win necessarily. You need to have vibes and material gains. Or if you have no material gains, you need to have lots of vibes. But if you just have material gains and the other person has vibes, you stand a chance at losing. Stop the stupidity. Let's go. Unless the economy is like wrecked. Because the thing is people don't really care. I don't think people really care about material gains. Here's what I think, guys. I think we have 3 elements of the voting block in America. You ready for this? Here's what we have. We have the left side that just wants power. They want safety for LGBTQ people. They want abortion to be available. They want a general climate of we're going to be compassionate and we're going to, take care of the underprivileged. Okay? That's camp 1. And they will vote with policy. They will vote if somebody's not vibes. They will vote anybody who supports that worldview. Then camp 2 are the right-wing folk who just want people that are mean to the LGBTQ. They want people that are going to say immigrants are bad. And they want people that are just going to be caustic and attack the Democrats and make life miserable for everyone. And those people will vote for whomever the right-wing person is that promises to be mean and a degenerate, right? Dude, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, it's all laxing, all vibes, okay? That's the 2 primary camps. Dude, stop stupidity, let's go. Hold on. We gotta check in with this, and then I'm gonna finish with the 3rd camp. We need 4 more in 3 minutes, guys. But the other people in the middle are the ones who are like, who feels like they're fucking together and who has the best vibes? Who is like not going to piss on the party? Okay, who's offering what feels like hope to a completely uneducated voter in the middle that just wants to, they're not really affected by either party, but they just want to pick somebody who seems like they're not going to be too negative, right? Or who seems tough or who seems like magnetic and right? And is promising like good shit and they seem believable, even if they're completely bullshitting. Those are the people in the middle that often determine the election. Dude, Beard, let's go. Stop stupidity, let's go. We made it. Oh, first dance party back. Let's go, Pinky. Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go, dude. We're back. Let's go. Let's go. Right? And so I think that middle pool is what complicates it, right? Because the left people will vote on policy and the right people will vote on policy, which is really just being mean. But those 2 groups are fighting for the general vibe of the country and the direction of the country. But then in the middle, The middle people are just like, who seems like they don't hate, like, right? Who seems more trustworthy, which comes down to like, who's the better liar, right? Who's controlling the narrative, right? You know? I mean, dude, it's like, it's really stupid because they're literally not, you know what I'm saying? They're literally not informed voters. A lot of these middle voters, right? They're not informed voters. They're not deeply into politics. Like, you know how there's still the saying, like, we can talk about anything except religion and politics, right? Because a lot of people don't want to talk politics. They don't. They literally don't, right? Right? And Natalie said, we're only pro Newsom if and only if he becomes the nominee. That's an important disclaimer, right? Dude, Harleys, let's go. Welcome back. It is good to be back. It is good to be back, guys. This is like, dude, so much better than Fortnite. Like, although, dude, Fortnite was a good distraction. Like, it kept my mind off the pain of being banned, right? You know what I'm saying? You like Tim Walz? He didn't have to give into the MAGA bullshit. Yeah, but dollar straws, I think Tim Walz did, because I don't think Tim Walz would have been able to unspin the narrative. Like, right? That's just it. If Tim Walz had been a different type of guy, he could have maybe spun this narrative and turned it back on the right wingers. But I don't think Tim Walz could have competently done that. I think he may have like lost the election because he's just isn't really good at narrative control, right? He's a little too fucking goody good. And I'm sure the party, I'm sure like Ken Martin and everybody else in the party said, like, here's the deal. Because I'm telling you guys, you ready? I think Tim Walz is going to fall on the sword. He's going to take this whole fucking like Nick Shirley bullshit with him. They're going to win Minnesota, and then he's going to run for Senate. Okay, let's see when the next Minnesota Senate seat is. So Tina Smith is retiring this year. Okay, so look at this. She was just reelected. Okay, right? She was reelected. So if Klobuchar runs for governor, then they're going to have a Senate election. Okay, so maybe Tim Walz runs for that Senate seat, or right? Or you know what I'm saying? Or if not, Tim Walz runs for a Senate seat in 2032, right? Like Tim Walz isn't going to be done. I think he's just going to let it quiet down. He's going to go fucking hang out with his family and shit. And then he will be back. He will run for Senate, okay, at some point. He definitely will, I bet. You know, but dude, he, you know, I mean, these guys though, like the Republicans were all up on his shit. Right? All up on his shit. Dude, Tim, I mean, guys, Tim was like, Tim didn't belong on the national stage, guys. Okay? I'm telling you that. I know people don't like to hear that, but Tim shouldn't have been on the national stage. Okay? He shouldn't have, right? He's just not good at the type of dirty politics that the national stage requires. It sucks, dude. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. You have to have a particular level of degeneracy to do well on the national stage. You have to be competent on social media. You have to be competent in like spinning the narrative, sending it back on you. Like, and Tim Walz was just a little bit of Midwestern fuddy-duddy, right? Where he's like, you know, really great guy, really great policy guy, really great at like getting policy done, but just chewed up alive on that national like bullshit artist stage, right? You know what I'm saying? Dude, we have a different political world now. But guys, I'm telling you right now, this shit is not new. Okay? It has always been like this. I'm gonna say a name right now, guys. Al Gore. Okay? Al Gore. He was another one. He was a great guy. He was a really good policy guy, but he was milquetoast, guys. And he did not do well on the national stage, man. And I mean, it was a close election. He probably did win. But Al Gore suffered from that same shit, where he didn't have the pizzazz that Clinton had, okay? Bill Clinton was playing saxophone and out there shucking and jiving, and Al Gore was like not exciting. And he did win, right? And he got it stolen from him, but he should have won that election by 20 points, okay? You know what I'm saying? It was only close because of how fuddy-duddy he was. Right? If he had that Clinton charisma, he would have won by 15 points, guys. And yeah, Tipper was a problem. Dude. Right? But you know what I mean? Like it's stiff. Yes. Stiff and like not good in that bullshit artist. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like there is a, you know, you gotta be a bullshitter, guys. I feel like I've watched this shit before. You know, I've watched this shit before. There have been other, you know, Republican or other Democratic people. And I mean, even on the Republican side, guys, right? Republican side, John McCain and you know, Mitt Romney suffered from this lack of charisma, right? Remember, like Paul Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Remember Paul Ryan? Remember that guy? He wanted to be president, but dude, there's no chance, bro. Right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like Paul Ryan? Dude, come on, dude. Dude, right? Oh, shit. Dude, some of these guys, dude, Mitt Romney. Dude, remember Paul Ryan? Dude, somebody said Dennis Dude, Dennis Hastert. Now we're getting into Trump land, bro. Oh my God. Jesus, dude. How do you go to Dennis Hastert? Dude, oh shit. That's funny. Dude. Yeah. No, Al Gore though. Like I remember, guys, okay? I was like 30. I was 30 when Al Gore ran. I was really disappointed that Al Gore was running. I was worried that he was going to lose, man. That like he didn't inspire any like pizzazz. You know what I mean? He didn't, dude. Al Gore did not get me excited. He like, I don't know. And I guess for me, I put some effort. You know, for me, guys, listen to me. You ready for this? I pay attention to vibes too. Okay? I pay attention to vibes. And not because I don't just vote on vibes, but I understand that vibes are important to controlling the narrative. Okay? Because what ends up happening, guys, is every time you get elected, the other side tries to ruin you the whole time. And so you need to have enough vibes to be able to counteract their attempts to cancel and ruin you. And if you don't have that, your whole party's gonna suffer like down the road. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna base it exclusively on vibes, but I think vibes are really important. I mean, as a public figure, you are the visual. Like, think about this, guys. When you go to a concert, okay, what would you do if you went to a concert where the singer was just like, thanks, guys. Yeah, really glad you're here. We're going to do another song, right? I think you'd be like, you want somebody who's out there like, hey, let's go. I'm glad you're at the concert. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody that like activates you, that gets you churning, right? Like when I sit and, you want somebody that inspires you, somebody that you hear them talk and you see them like getting attacked and they fend off the attacks and you're like, yeah, I can fight back too. I can fend off the attacks too. You don't want somebody who's like, you know what I mean? Like for me, guys, I'm going to show you the moment that I thought Tim Walz showed he was truly vulnerable. Okay. And it was right here, guys. Okay. It was this. You ready? Watch this. Okay. Here, we're going to watch this, dude. We're going to watch this fucking exchange. Let's find it. Here, watch this. You ready?
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
Well, that.
What do you want me to say? This is.
I want you to say that a woman like me is an adult human female, that men can't become women. You guys are the party of violence, and you're the party erasing women. You don't respect us. You're a bigot. You're a misogynist. You're a sexist. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Okay, so, dude. All right, now watch. You ready? Hold on. Now we're going to watch this, though. You ready? Let me show you something else. All right, I'm going to show you an example. Okay, now we're going to look at Muriel Bowser and Nancy Mace. You ready? Watch this. Watch this. Here's the other one. Let's watch the flip side of this. Okay? Here, watch this one.
No, you're literally the mayor of D.C. and you don't know your own code of laws.
Well, I don't know.
All right, one thing we noticed the D.C. code struggles to define is the term woman. So Mayor Bowser, what is a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I'm a woman. You're looking at one.
Okay, good. No, you're literally the mayor.
Right? Oh, you see the difference there? Like Muriel Bowser, shut her down. Shut her up. Like, and now, why do I show you this? Okay, because if you go in front of Congress now as a Democrat, you know you're getting the what is a woman question. You know you're fucking getting it from Nancy Mace. You know it's going to show up. So if you can't answer that question in a way that shuts her down, you're like, why? You know what I mean? And now Tim Walz could have said, when she says, what is a woman? He could have said, you're a woman. I'm looking at one. And right? He could have turned it around or said, right? He could have said, are you a woman? You look like a woman. So I think you're a woman, Nancy Mace. Right? Right there. Boom. Right back at you. Like spin it. And again, is it dumb that we have to answer this? Right? You know, I know a woman when I see one, Nancy. You look like a woman. I'm pretty sure you're a woman. Are you a woman, Nancy? I mean, some people are talking, Nancy. Right? Now, that would have been good. Like, Nancy, I think you're a woman. You look like a woman, but frankly, a lot of people are talking, including most of your party. Dude, after the past 10 years, I want to try boring and stable. I might not need therapy and medication. We've had too much excitement. Dude, you're not wrong, PJ. Right? You're not wrong. But dude, there you go. Like that's the difference for me. okay, is the difference is Tim Walz. It's not that Tim Walz is a bad guy, okay, but look at him, right? Just look at him here. Dude, he looked like somebody like peed on his birthday cake, okay? He looked sad and defeated and unprepared for Nancy Mace. And that's a problem, guys. That is a liability on the national stage, okay? Because he gave her so much ammunition there, okay? And yes, peeing on a cake is crazy. And yeah, I mean, the thing is you ready for this? You're ready for this? Yeah, I know, Natalie. How are you not prepared for that? Exactly. So, I mean, guys, this came up. No Democrat anywhere in America, you cannot run without having an answer to what is a woman, okay? You cannot run without being able to answer that question. You cannot run without having a response for some of their stock culture war bullshit. And you have to be able to flip it, okay? You have to be able to flip this shit. And now the thing is, you ready? Is I'm not going to fault Tim Walz for this because I don't think he's a bad guy. I think Tim Walz expects everyone to behave like adults, but unfortunately, we live in a political reality where the other party are children. And so you have to come in and you have to give the digital slap. You know? You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to come in and like keep the children in line, boss. It's an important part of the process. Dude, can I just say, dude, I hate American politics. Can I just say that? I hate it. I do, dude. It's like we are so focused on like all the wrong things, okay? We are. But guys, listen to me. You ready for this? Are you surprised we're here? Because when I was a kid, okay, we were taught American exceptionalism. We were taught how great America was and how powerful and tough and intelligent we were. But like, dude, in the Midwestern town I lived in, everybody was overweight, underemployed. They were drunk all the time. They were racist as shit. And they were just lazy and uninformed. And we weren't exceptional at all. And I'm like, why are we walking around waving a flag like we're so exceptional when most of the people in this Midwestern town I'm living in are like incredibly mediocre? They have no aspirations to even be educated or knowledgeable about what's going on. Dude, Jessica, it's like our whole country, yes, what Yo Mama said, our whole country is founded on lies. It is. Our whole country, right? The American dream is literally like get black people to do all the work for free and then take all the wealth and give them nothing and then tell them they're out of line for being upset about it. That's the American dream, is to steal other people's wealth, to steal other people's oil, to steal other people's mineral resources. That's our American dream, is to go in there with the might and take it, to take Greenland, and then to sit down on a couch and watch The Voice or like America's Next Top Model while you're drinking a PBR and chewing on bags of pork rinds. Like, that's the American dream, to be out of shape and lazy and then cry that you, the white guy, didn't get the top job. Like, come on, boss. The whole thing is a shuck and jive, bro. Dude, the whole thing is made up, bro. Dude, and guys, I don't know. I saw a lot of this when I was a kid, right? I saw a lot of that phoniness, you know what I mean? And I mean, it was on the personal level. Some of it was socially, not even just as a country. it was like our gender roles, right? Like my dad was like the authoritarian, like ruled with fear, but he was so weak. He couldn't even tell us when he was like sad. And as a kid, I looked at him and I thought he was kind of pathetic. Like, man, that's really pathetic that my tough guy dad is like really sad right now and he can't tell me. He's going to try and hit me because he's so weak that he can't even acknowledge his own sadness, you know? And like, that is kind of like a huge part of the American pillar in a way, you know what I mean? It's like our part of our national identity is wrapped up in a huge lie, you know? And it's pretty, I don't know, man. It's pretty alarming sometimes. Dude, shuck and jive bothers you? Is it racist language? All right, I can do that. I can stop saying that. I was not aware that was racist language. It's a land of opportunity. It's the land of opportunity if you're coming from a land that is war-torn for sure, right? and it is, you know what I'm saying? The other thing about it is it is the land of opportunity if you're wealthy as shit. You know what I'm saying? It seems like some people think that is has some racist connotations. It was said about Barack Obama, but right? It's interesting because it did generate back then, right? Back then, and like, but it seems to me like, you know, and I don't know, obviously I'm not the thing here, but it would seem to me if you were using that term to describe a black person, then it would definitely be racist. Like when they were using it to describe a Barack Obama. Okay, it was Rush Limbaugh and some others used that phrase specifically attached to Barack Obama. So I think if you're saying that phrase referring to black people, then it feels like it would definitely have a racist connotation, but I'm not sure if the phrase itself, I mean, it did originate in racism, but so did Wall Street, or, you know what I mean? Like, and Master Bedroom, like there's a lot of shit that we have that is still attached to slavery, right? And came from that, man. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it's not a necessary phrase, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sorry, you got to go there, boss, right? I don't know who that person was, but, right? Some people find it offensive. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, dude, I'll be honest. It's like, you know, to me, I don't think it's a necessary phrase, and I don't have a problem not saying it. Right. And that doesn't mean I won't like also say it at some point in the future and get corrected again. Right. Because we're not perfect. But you definitely, though, if you were using that phrase to describe a black person, that would absolutely be right. But again, though, guys, there's nothing wrong with respecting people's fucking being offended. You know what I mean? I think looking into that shit, and being open to evolving around that stuff is like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, being open to that type of information. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I mean, guys, you know, there is, you know, I think being open to hearing people out and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Is not, I think the key is to not take it personal. You know what I'm saying? And realize when that shit comes up and somebody has a reaction to it, to look at the history of it and look at, you know, even if you disagree with what they say, you can still respond with realizing that they're not attacking you, that attacking your language or attacking your shit. It's like, we don't have to take it personal, and we can look at the context and we can explore that shit and take it all in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys, you know, everybody's going to have their own reactions and their own like reasoning, but I think there is some validity. Okay. Like guys, there's another one that Jenny does with me. Okay. And Jenny does it. She does this to me a lot about, the word, a word that I used a lot. Okay. That I learned in my Midwestern lexicon was getting gypped. Okay. Right? Getting gypped. If somebody rips you off, you got gypped. Okay. But like, gypped is from a gypsy phrase, which is like another type of negative slang that implied that the gypsies were all hustlers and right? And so when I say gypped, Jenny will be like, dude, you got to stop saying that. That is like totally, and I don't need that phrase. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that phrase, right? And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think it's important for us. There's nothing wrong with evolving beyond that shit, you know? And Jenny does that. And I'm glad she does that, because I don't need that. You know, I don't need that. You know, it's like the R slur. We don't need that phrase. You know, you can slowly eliminate these phrases. We can come up with a new one, you know, and Jenny holds me accountable all the time, guys. And I believe, though, guys, I believe it's important for us to, yes, know the origins and be willing to evolve. I mean, there's no reason we can't leave behind outdated terms that are, you know, meant to degrade people. Okay? There's no reason we can't. Like, let's make some new language, right? And yes, people have called me out, like, for calling Trump like a fat bastard or something, right? Because, like, lay off the weight, you know? Yeah, you know what I mean? And so I think it's okay. I like this type of shit. You gotta like, you know, nothing wrong with evolving, right? There isn't. Nothing wrong with evolving. But yeah, Tim Walz, though, Timmy, dude, always show respect. Yeah, I think it's a good faith. I think a good faith request is exactly it. You know what I mean? Like, I thought the way, right? Even with the person who pulled that out, they said, they just said, I don't like that phrase. It's got racist like connotations or whatever. That was a perfect way of like calling it out too, right? It was a perfect way of calling it out, not like attacking me for having said it, right? It was, well, you, Orphan, I'll be honest, you made it easy to have this reaction because you called it out in such a, like an eloquent and like emotionally cognizant way. You know, I really have to like hand it to you with the way you made the call out. Like you really centered it on the language, you know what I mean? Which made it very easy to like respond. Now that doesn't mean if you could have said that the exact same way to someone who was not emotionally literate and they may have reacted poorly anyway, because sometimes people just instantly take it personally. But like, guys, I want to say this, right? I want to say in general, like, if you want the key to a like better mental health, can I give you one trick, guys? Can I give you one trick? I'm not perfect at this, but it is something I try to practice, right, on a daily basis. But if you want good mental health, and if you want to be able to navigate the world with the least amount of emotional damage, the biggest secret to life is to not take shit personal, okay? Which means anytime someone attacks you in any way, or if they critique your language, or if they critique what you do, the first thing you want to do is you want to separate your personal self from the situation, whether they're offering you criticism of your art, or if your partner says to you, I don't like the way you do X, Y, and Z. It's like, if you can detach yourself and not take that shit personal and just hear their words without the like, and if you feel it personal, you have to go and like massage that part of you. But like, that is the number one thing that like me learning the skill of being able to detach has made my life so much better, right? And it's not emotional detachment. Like, I still get wounded by stuff, but what I do is I treat the wound that happens and my response as two separate things, because the wound is about me and the response is just responding to whatever they've said, okay? And you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? Is like, I think that's really, really an important skill, okay? It is a very important skill because it allows you to like respond instead of react. And let me give you an example, guys, okay? A part of it is my music. You guys have heard my music, right? My music was good, okay? It was good music. Still, people at record labels, producers, they would offer me suggestions about my music. Hey, this song would be even better if, right? But when they would suggest something like that, I would just hear that like they're saying I'm not a good musician. And so what happened was my music could have been A+++ if I had listened to other people and responded not with automatic like personal identity attachment, okay? And that was, so anytime somebody tried to help me or hurt me, I took it personal and I would nurse a low self-esteem. And that prevented me from really evolving in a lot of ways. And now in my art, I do it a little differently, where I still sometimes get personally hurt by the things people say. But again, I recognize that the hurt is me and I can respond without the hurt. Okay, the hurt is just my own insecurity, low self-esteem, childhood trauma that gets activated at various times, even if people don't say anything to me. So being able to separate my own personal reactions from, crafting a response to somebody making a request or saying something is very, very different. And it's about that removing that personal, right? And that I think is really important. Okay, is I think, figuring that out is really fucking helpful. It is. It's like super helpful to be able to like separate yourself like that. Right? And especially when you get into the public eye, because then you just, oh my God, you get like shredded. Took you a while to not get bent when you were criticized. I think it's really about the separation, right? It's like realizing that, if when I get offended or when I get hurt or when I get, you know, activated or triggered, it's really more about me than other people. You know what I'm saying? You know, that like you know, it's hard to learn. It's hard to learn. And we don't live in a society that nurtures that, guys. Like, we don't live in a society that wants us all to be emotionally, like, you know, there's a thing called emotional intelligence, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that phrase. We don't live in a society that encourages people to be emotionally intelligent. We don't. We, in fact, live in a society that encourages people to be emotionally, like, duncy. Like, right? All we do is blame. I mean, even look what happens when there's a tragedy. A tragedy happens, we find someone to blame, assign the blame, and then cancel and fucking boot that person. And often we don't even deal with the tragedy. It's just, who do we blame for this? Who's responsible? And then we wag some fingers, right? And dude, emotional, like, for example, there's a book out there about nonviolent communication, right? I don't know if you guys have heard that term. The person who teaches classes on emotional intelligence has, but there's a good book about nonviolent communication. And we live in a world that encourages violent communication, like 100%. But nonviolent communication is more about like hearing, reflecting back, and you know, like learning how to separate your own triggers from your participation in communication. And it's a good book. It's a good book. There's a bunch of actually really good books about like that type of like ego separation. You know, Vipassana meditation is really good about that too, right? Vipassana, I've talked about that meditation. It's really good about that too, because you seek to have awareness, and like the more aware you are in specific moments, right? You can separate like your own reactions from what is happening in the moment. Yeah, no, our society is like ego, right? Dude, our society is so ego. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is, dude. Our society is like so ego. It's ego and violence, man. Right? Isn't it our entire society is ego and violence, right? It's ego, 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 and violence, violence, violence. It's disturbing, really, when you think about it. It is. It is disturbing, boss. Dude. Oh, shit. All right. All right. Dude, what do we got next? Let me see. All right, we're covering this shit along, dude. Like, dude, I want to look at some of Trump, and then we'll look at a little of the Epstein stuff. All right? Right? I'm like, now, guys, that I've been banned, I'm like a Christ figure, don't you think? Dude, as long as we're talking about ego, now that YouTube suspended me for 3 days, I feel like I have become a Christ figure. Let's go, dude. That's it. Let's go, boss. Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. Dude, wait, is that why it was gone? Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I got a like a strike, right? And then it got removed, right? Out of the, like, you know, a couple days later, they just removed it. I don't know if it was accidental or what, but I got struck and then I got unstruck, right? Dude, yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. And I was on, you know, I was on probation. I'm on probation for 2 more weeks because of something I said about Charlie Kirk. Our punk rock martyr, let's go. Thank you, One Flew Over. Dude, great movie, by the way. So I was on probation. That's why it wasn't a warning. Okay, but in 2 weeks, we'll be off probation. Okay? right? In 2 weeks, we'll be off probation. And then we should be fine from there on out. We just got to make it through the next 2 weeks, dude. I was so close. I could have been a contender, right? Dude, let's go. Oh, Trumpy! Oh, Trumpy! Oh, get shit on. Let's go. Excuse me. All right. So, dude, I want to see. Like, I'll be honest with you guys that I'm a little fucking behind on. I'm a little behind on the Venezuela stuff, okay? So, I mean, dude, okay, here's the thing. You ready? So, we should talk about the basis of this Venezuela thing as I see it, okay? Number one is we know they're lying. We know this whole thing is about oil, and it has nothing to do with anything but oil. And even Trump alerted the oil companies. They were the only people who knew. Number two, right? Russia was evacuating families and diplomats from Venezuela. Why's that, boss? Oh, because Russia knew, okay? Right? Oil, minerals, Russia knows. Congress didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, what are we even talking about, bro? Right? Like, that's disgusting, okay? Russia knew, China knew, the oil companies knew, okay? This was like an oil cash-in, all right? That's number one, all right? Oil and all the bad guys. Number two is this concept of like removing the harmful dictator. That's bullshit. Okay, if we were going to remove a harmful dictator, the number one guy we would remove would be Vladimir Putin, of course, right? I mean, he's the most harmful dictator that is actually like murdering people right now in Ukraine, killing his own opposition, etc. If there was anyone to be removed in the entire world right now to depose a dictator, Vladimir Putin would be number one, Netanyahu would be number two, and number three would probably be, MBS. Okay, so those guys are all in line before Maduro. Okay, so this idea that we're like helping the fucking people alleviate the dictator, like, come on, bro. You could go Kim Jong-un. There are many fucking harmful people. Okay, so that's bullshit. Okay, absolute bullshit. Now, I know Trump keeps talking about the Monroe Doctrine, right? Dude, the Monroe Doctrine? Like, have you seen him mention this shit? Dude, come on, bro. What year is this thing even? This is from 1823. Like, Trump. Dude, I know you're an old shitter, but for the love of God, everything Trump pulls up is from the 1800s, right? He want the Insurrection Act, the fucking, right? 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was, okay, wanting to go back to the 1800s. Like, come on, man. Okay. And so again, though, right? Trump is like using this shit. Now, the Monroe Doctrine was about separation from Europe. Now, we know Trump wants to separate from Europe. Okay. But dude, Europe's not trying to invade us. Okay. Europe is not trying to like conquer our territory. And I mean, guys, even with this, you know, the European shit, I think it probably had a little bit to do with slavery. I know we never talk about that, but tell me that like European countries weren't starting to get rid of slavery and make it like when did European countries, let's look at this, abolish slavery? Look at that. So it was all after that, right? But I wonder, though, look at that. UK in 1833, right? I wonder if some of this was preemptively knowing they were about to abolish it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you were right, 1830s. So on the cusp of all of that, it looks like the Denmark and Norway did it in 1803. Okay, Austria did it in the 1700s. So they were, I think, I wouldn't even be surprised if some of this was knowing that the abolition of slavery was happening. So they wanted to make sure Europe didn't entrench itself in America at all. You know what I mean? I mean, think about that. You know, everything, I feel like everything in the 1800s in America was about slavery, you know? You know what I mean? Even the you know, the first, it was even before the Revolutionary War when the UK said if a slave, right? Remember that it was the what's his name, bro? It was Somerset. 1772, okay, Somerset versus Stuart, okay, 1772 was a slave named Somerset escaped, okay, and they recaptured him in a different country or whatever in the Caribbean, and they wanted to put him back into slavery, and he sued, and in the UK he won, and basically it was a landmark judgment in 1772 according to England, that said, if a slave escapes, you can't capture him and force him into slavery. If he escapes and he gets to another jurisdiction, he is a free man. And that was a landmark case that was part of the reason why the U.S. went into the Revolutionary War, because they were concerned if they were a colony of England and their slaves escaped, they would lose all of their economy. So the U.S., that was one of the preemptive reasons why we even had the Revolutionary War, guys. I know that you know, and Hannah Jones talked about this in her documentary, and a lot of people don't want to talk about this because they insist that the revolution was not having to do with slavery, American Revolution, but it absolutely was, guys. It was a massive concern as the American slave trade was building up, and our economy was building on the backs of this free labor, and they were worried that if we remained a colony of England, that it was going to endanger their whole operation, guys. And so Trump calling out the Monroe Doctrine now, this is fucking some bullshit, okay? Right? But anyway, right, I don't understand what this, like Trump calling out the Monroe Doctrine. I mean, I guess this is the part, okay, is where now he believes that the Monroe Doctrine allows him to, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do whatever, right? Oh, we can say, oh, X, Y, and Z is happening, so now we're gonna use military force, you know? But we know that Venezuela is about oil, okay? We do. We know it is. We know it's 100% about oil. Yeah, gnarly, dude. Dude, this is crazy, isn't it? Right? Like, dude, isn't this wild? This is wild, guys. To me, like with them trying to attach Venezuela as like a drug thing, right? Which is Steve Witkoff, Trump's aide. His son is exploiting the death of his brother who died from OxyContin, which comes from American pharmaceutical companies, from the Sacklers, Purdue Pharma. And they're like, oh, so glad we captured Maduro because my brother died of OxyContin. Like, what are you even talking about? It's so toxic, guys. These guys have no fucking shame whatsoever. Like, none. Dude, no fucking shame, boss. Like, none whatsoever. It's just ridiculous. You know? All right, so let's see what he says here, dude. All right.
A place called Venezuela. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over Venezuela that doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people in mind.
Dude, I know he sounds terrible. This was a couple days ago. Dude, look at him. He doesn't give a shit about the people of Venezuela. What are we talking about, bro? We're going to run the country. So that's it. America can just say, hey, man, this country's bad. We're going to kidnap the leader, capture them, run their country until we install somebody in there, right? For the good of the Venezuelan people. You mean for the good of Chevron and Exxon and BP? This is so disturbing, guys. And yeah, dude, he can't even run America, bro. Prices are going down on day one. Our energy bills are going to be cut in half. You know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. The golden age. Dude, what are we doing, bro? It is like there is nothing here about him and running the country. Like, come on, man. He can't even run America, dude. He can't even run his own White House. Dude, he couldn't even run Mar-a-Lago without Jeffrey Epstein, like, hustling and taking his workers and putting them into the sex trade. How is he going to run Venezuela, dude?
We've had decades of that. We're not going to let that happen. We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So
yeah, I wonder how much that's going to cost too, guys. How much is it going to cost? How much of our taxpayer money is being spent to like hold Venezuela? Meanwhile, the only people that are benefiting from this are going to be Elon Musk and Exxon and Chevron, et cetera, right? They're all going to make a ton of money.
we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it essentially until such time as a proper transition can take place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country.
For the country.
And we are
sure
ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, why is he slurring? Because he's fucking... he couldn't even run Trump vodka. Dude, he's slurring because he's fucking brain dead, bro. He's like 80 years old, and he's, had his hands punctured by so many IVs He's had so much whatever, so much drugs pumping into him. And I mean, you heard the thing. He eats like 4 Big Macs or something. Dude, like Trump. Dude, look at this shit. Right? Where is it? Right? RNC Chair Joe Gruters said he was shocked to witness Trump eat French fries, a McDonald's quarter pounder, a Big Mac, and a fillet of fish in one sitting, dude. Dude, wow. We got money for war, but can't feed the poor, apparently. Yes, indeed. 'Tis true, Toyota Corolla. Dude, think about that, boss. Like, wow. I mean, really? Bro. Dude, isn't that crazy? That is nuts. That's insane, dude. That is insane, and he's 80. Dude, can you imagine what the diaper smells like, boss? That shit. Bro, oh, it's just a small meal. Oh, Trumpy. Dude. Oh, my God. I mean, you know, if we look at here, let's monitor this, dude. All right, you ready? Let's monitor right now. Okay, look at our national debt. Okay, look at this. 38.5 trillion. Okay. Now, guys, this was 36.5 when Trump took over. Okay. He's added more than 5% in 1 year, guys. This is before the tax cuts. Okay. Watch this, because I bet we spend easily $1 trillion in the next 6 months. Okay. Right now we're January. By summer, I bet this is 39.5 or maybe even 40. I'm betting more than that. I bet it'll be 40 by summer. Okay. It is going to be 40 by summer. Easy. He is racking. Okay. He is racking. This is insane right here, dude. And Venezuela's not going to be cheap. And what's more though is if you look at Trump, if you look at what he's doing with this shit, guys, it's more than anything, guys, what Trump is doing and the same as Elon is doing is they are taking government wealth and they're transferring it to the top like 5% of the country. That's essentially what's going on, right? You know what I'm saying? That national debt link, it's just usdebtclock.org. Here it is. But this is Trump's whole game, okay? Is they're taking the government is huge money, massive money, okay? They are looting the treasury, yes. They are taking all of the government money and they're putting it back into the private sector where they're scooping it up. They're firing the government workforce, good paying jobs with really good benefits. They're getting rid of them so those workers are forced into the exploitative capitalist, like regular fucking private workforce, okay, where there's no benefits, lower pay, and you're extracting more wealth from them. 50-year mortgages are making it so you never get to own a home, right? And the companies own your home even after you pay. It's making everybody be a renter, okay? They are like, right? They're giving all their tax money, government contracts to Elon Musk. So he's out there building, becoming a trillionaire on our tax dollars, using our tax money to buy Twitter, using our tax money to buy Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. The government's going to buy crypto, which is going to explode for all of those guys, right? We're going to spend $1 trillion, $2 trillion in Venezuela for regime change. And then what's going to happen is everybody who owns oil stocks and all those oil barons, their wealth is going to explode, okay? and they're going to be set up with the minerals for the AI and for Elon Musk's fucking space exploration, all of that shit to establish like computer chip shit. And then they're going to staff it with robots. And we're going to end up, our tax money is paying for all of that, paying for the robots and the AI and all of that shit, dude. And we're getting fucking hosed, bro. We're getting hosed. And then eventually, you ready? Eventually, what's going to happen, they're going to crash the real estate market, and then they're going to buy up everything for pennies on the dollar, right? And they're also simultaneously buying homes and leaving them vacant. I mean, dude, we're kind of getting screwed, right? We're getting screwed. They're going to jack up the government debt, right? I mean, it's kind of like Red Lobster, okay? He's pretty much Red Lobstering America, okay? You guys know what happened with Red Lobster, okay? So I'm paraphrasing this, okay, because I don't have all the names, but here's what happened with Red Lobster, guys. Red Lobster was a business that had one unique thing. They owned the land that the restaurant sat on, okay? That was one thing about Red Lobster, and that's what made it attractive to this particular thing. So what happened was private equity bought Red Lobster, okay? And they bought it because they owned all the land that those restaurants sat on. So then private equity created another shell company, okay? And they sold the land to their shell company. So now they bought Red Lobster and they sold the land at a really good deal to this shell company that then charged Red Lobster rent. And then they saddled the Red Lobster with debt. And they ended up owning all the land, but now Red Lobster, they can just bankrupt it and pick it apart and offload it, but now they own the land. So they basically stole the land and saddled the Red Lobster with debt while extracting rent money, right? And then they fucking changed the distributor of the shrimp too, and they did a snafu with the supply lines. But the main thing they did was they bought the company, they stole the land, and then they saddled the company with debt while taking money for the land that they stole. And it feels like Trump is just doing the same thing with America, right? That's what they want to do. They want to just Red Lobster us, where they're going to steal all of the government wealth and put it into the hands of their private equity people and their oil barons that are paying for their campaigns. And then we're going to be left holding the bag. We're going to be left with paying all our tax money and having no health care, no roads, no nothing, not even any jobs left, right? Dude, we're getting fucking, there's like a lamprey that's getting attached to the U.S. taxpayer, and we're getting jacked, bro. All right, hold on. I'm going to go to the bathroom. We'll leave you with a tune. All right, enjoy some tunes here for a minute while I go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 1 minute. We're going to finish up. We're going to go look at some Epstein. All right.
Cut his wrist instead. There's your answer. You better save yourself or else.
All right, let's go. We're back. Had to turn up the hearing aids that you don't have. Let's go. Dude, this shit is crazy, boss. Like, man, dude, this stuff is just so bothersome, right? It is, man. Oh shit, dude. Look at that. Dude, Bubba. Dude, 𝗫𝗎𝗄𝗎. Dude, that's funny. Why is 𝗫𝗎𝗏 trending? Oh, here we go, though. Look at this shit, guys. Look at this. Let's look at Trump's little tweet today, guys. I think this is important here. It says Minnesota's corrupt governor will possibly leave office before his term is up, but no, he's not. In any event, will not be running again because he was caught red-handed along with Ilhan Omar. She was caught for nothing. And others of his Somali friends stealing tens of billions of taxpayer dollars. Oh, now it's tens of billions. Dude, it went from like 250 million, 100 million to 250 million to a billion to 10 billion to 19 billion. Right now it's tens of billions. That number just keeps getting bigger. I feel certain the facts will come out and they will reveal a seriously unscrupulous and rich group of slime balls. But look at what he's got here. He says Governor Walz has destroyed the state of Minnesota, but others like Governor Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker, and Kathy Hochul have done, in my opinion, an even more dishonest and incompetent job. No one is above the law. So he's still gunning for the big three, guys. Okay? He's still gunning for the big three. But can I show you something? Because I want to show you. Look at this tweet. Okay? Look at this tweet, right? Tens of billions. Now, let me show you my tweet from last week, guys. Okay? I watch this before I got banned. Because I know. Okay? I know how these guys operate. All right, you ready? Right here, where is it? Look at this. All right. This was 4 days ago. Okay? 4 days ago. I said, so now MAGA will start inflating the fraud number. It was 110 million a few days ago. Now it's up to 9 billion, except Trump called it 18. I expect by next week they will be saying 30 billion. Just like with the immigration numbers, it's going to go up and up and up with every lie. And dude, 4 days later, tens of billions. There you go. Dude, Trumpflation. I told you, right? And you watch, dude, by the time we get to the election, he's going to be saying like $50 billion, okay? It's just every time they lie, they like juice it up a little bit. And again, we don't know how much it is. It's probably like $1 billion. I still think, guys, it's less than, I bet it's less than fucking this guy, okay? Right here, dude, this is the fucking big one, right? This is the biggest Medicare fraud ever. Was this guy, okay? Right here, boss. Can I show you something funny, though, guys? Can I just show you something? Because somebody in here, look at what this guy said. Somebody in the replies said, how long has he been dead? Dude, isn't that funny? How long has he been dead? I mean, because he does look like, dude, what is going on with this guy? Right? With fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on with Rick Scott, bro? Has anybody actually checked his pulse? Do we know that he is living? Has it been confirmed? Dude, right? Isn't that funny? And you know what's crazy though, guys? Have you seen him when he was younger? Like, it's so weird to look at him. Like, I went to his website the other day. If you go to his website, right here, look at this shit. It's got pictures of him when he was younger, boss. Okay, where are the pictures? Let me see. Took me a minute to find this. I think it's in the About Rick section. All right, look at him. When he was younger, it's got pictures of him as a young guy. Like, there he was, relatively old, but look at him when he was young, dude. Look at him before he got, like, old and pickled, dude. Look at his military picture, dude. Look at him. Doesn't he look shifty, bro? But look at how fucking young he was, dude. When he was like working at his family store, dude. And then he goes in the military and he's all like fucking Rick Scotting it. And now he is like Uncle Fester. Dude, soul gone. Yes, absolutely. The soul has left the body. Bro, but guys, they want more, okay? They want more, dude. They do. They're not worried so much about Tim Walz, okay? What they really want is they want Gavin, okay? They do. They want Gavin. But they're now upset about Amy Klobuchar, right? Dude, they're so pissed though, dude. Isn't it funny how like, right? You know what's so funny is how they keep saying this shit about like look at this line right here. If Minnesota elects this person after the Walz experience, they deserve what they get. That's the exact same shit they say about Mamdani. Oh, if they elect Mamdani, New York deserves what it gets. But like, dude, they want New York to suffer. Who are they kidding? Why are they acting like they want New York to like, dude, they love it when New York suffers. They love it when Minnesota suffers. These Republicans, they fucking hate us. They think we're demons. They don't care about the people of Minnesota. They don't, man. They don't care about Minnesota at all, guys. They do not. And what is going on with the Venezuela, right? Have you seen all the fake protests, guys? Have you seen like the fake like celebrations? They keep saying that there's celebrations in Venezuela, but there's not, right? Like, people in Venezuela are not fucking, people in Venezuela are not celebrating this. They don't have a government now, right? Yeah, no, one of the pictures they posted, guys, was this, right? Like this was not people celebrating in Venezuela, okay? They had been posting this picture, right? This is not people celebrating like U.S. in Venezuela, okay? You know what I mean? Although I did say if someone came to America and captured Trump and took him away, this is what the celebration would look like. Yeah, they were from World Cup victories. They were from soccer championships. They were from, you know what I'm saying? I think they were from like various, 7 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, when in fact, the people of Venezuela right now, the people of Venezuela right now are like, they are in the Wild West. Okay? Think about it. Think about like the level of instability right now. Okay? Think about, right? They're the Wild West. They have no idea who's running their country. They have no idea what's going to happen to all their natural resources. Like anything, their entire economy is going to be in shambles. You know what I'm saying? They're probably going to get a huge inflation spike. Their supply lines of everything could possibly be fucking cut down. I mean, dude, they're like, there's no way, okay, that they're in positivity right now at all. Dude, I mean, yeah, I mean, dude, it's heavy duty. Like, it is, there's a lot of propaganda happening right now. I mean, guys, I still say, you ready? I still say this, okay? I still say that there is in some other like Hail Mary, okay? They're trying to throw a Hail Mary that is going to, I know if you look at Trump and election rigging, right? He kept mentioning election rigging. Okay, let me see if I can find the tweet here. Okay. See, look at this. Sidney Powell, okay, right, is talking craziness, but a Venezuelan military intelligence whistleblower confirmed the CIA outsources election rigging technology from Venezuela, okay? This is like a major like thread that Trump has been trying to do. Let me see if we can find it on Truth Social. I'm sure Trump mentioned this, okay? Okay, let's find it. But so look at this. He retweeted this, okay? And they are right. Maduro was captured. Look at this. Dominion, Maduro, sharing evidence with federal prosecutors, posting videos about Dominion election rigging, right? So there's going to be some fusion here of Maduro and election rigging and 2020, okay? He is going to, in some way, guys, try to use Maduro and give him some kind of sweetheart deal like Alex Acosta gave to Jeffrey Epstein in exchange for Maduro trying to say, oh yeah, we helped rig the 2020 election against Donald Trump. This is like, he is going to try to use this dictator guy as some asset to say he won 2020 and now we need to like redo American elections. He should get a third term, or like we need to make sure the Democrats can't ever win the elections again, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, yeah, no one's going to buy this, but I'm telling you right now, there is no way that Trump does not try to like let Maduro off in exchange for some element of Maduro trying to help him create this Democrats are rigging elections plot. Okay? Absolutely. It is 100,000%, as Trump would say, 1,600% gonna happen. And you're already seeing it lined up, right, with this Venezuelan military intelligence whistleblower. Like, yeah, sure, that's it. Okay, right? And this is what the right wingers are already drafting this narrative. This was like the first thing I thought of, right? Because more than anything, Trump wants to be able to prevent losing the House. Okay? If they lose the House in 2026, Trump's entire fucking agenda dies. Okay? If they lose the House and the Senate, Trump is going to be impeached, and he is just going to be a lame duck figurehead railing against people on Twitter, just like he was in 2020. Okay? But if we win the House, Epstein goes full force, Trump's agenda dies. And that's why they are like, they're frantic. Okay? They are frantic. Okay? They are frantic. And yet, Congress, you know, the Republican Congress has just abdicated all responsibility to Trump whatsoever. Okay? You know what I mean? They have completely just bent over. They've done nothing. Dude, they were out for like 284 days or something. They historically bad Congress. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, this Congress, dude, they're so bad. Look at this, right? It's fucking crazy right here. The Republican-led Congress, several records, okay? Fewer than 40 bills signed, okay? The House and Senate, lowest legislative output, okay? The House and Senate posted the lowest legislative output of the first year of a new presidency in modern history, okay? They logged the fewest votes of any first session in a 2-year Congress. Only 362 votes. 362. The Senate also conducted the most roll call votes than any odd-numbered year. Okay? They're doing nothing. Okay? They're literally doing nothing. They've each made $187,000 this year for being on a glorified vacation. They are frozen. Okay, but what have they done? They've threatened Greenland, Canada, Panama, right? They've, kidnapped the leader of Venezuela. They're supposedly now they're going to go be historically bad in Venezuela. Oh yeah, they threatened Mexico, right? Dude, they've threatened to pull out of NATO. They want to alienate Europe, right? They've sued a bunch of universities, the government has. They've sued individuals, and they sued the Wall Street Journal, and then, for the birthday book, and they've hidden Epstein, but they've done nothing, dude. This Republican government, just historically bad, dude. All right. But now, what do we got on tap with Epstein? Okay. So there's no Epstein on the New York Times. All right. All of this is Venezuela, right? So they got Epstein off the front page in the New York Times. However, Epstein was still trending, dude. Dude, this is crazy, though. Just look at that image. Dude, these people are kids, right? These are the Epstein girls, guys. I mean, look at them. They're children. You know what I'm saying? These are fucking children, boss. You know what I mean? And it was still trending today, guys. It was Epstein is still trending because, it's not the cover of the New York Times, but like the New York Times is not being read by the average person in America. We haven't forgotten about this. And this shit is like wildly bad, okay? Oh, look at that, dude. Oh, that's good. The files aren't in Caracas. Let's go. Oh, man, dude. That's good. Now, that's what we're talking about, boss. That is some good shit. But I thought here's what people were fucking saying, dude. The Epstein files are still trending, even though he's trying to change the narrative. It is true, guys. It is true. We're going to keep talking about this, okay? Right? Venezuela isn't about fentanyl or national security. It's about oil and Epstein. 100%, okay? We're not going to give up on this because, guys, they missed another deadline, okay? You may not know this. The day that they pulled the military attack on Maduro, the day that they attacked Venezuela and kidnapped Maduro was the day they were supposed to release the redaction information. It was 2 weeks to the day from the release, okay? They were supposed to issue a complete information, a complete, what is it called? They were supposed to issue a information about all the redactions, why they redacted, who they redacted, right? They were supposed to give reason. They had 2 weeks after the release of the files to explain the redactions and to issue an informational guidelines as to why every redaction was made, right? And they didn't. They missed that deadline again. And not only that, but they're pretending like, it's time to reinvestigate, okay? They are pretending that, well, now that we're looking at these new files we just received, they've received nothing new, okay? Everything that they have, they stopped investigating in July, okay? Pam Bondi issued that unsigned statement that said, this is closed. The case is closed. We have found no thread to new investigations. Everything, the million new files from SDNY, they had them, okay? They had those files. None of this, nothing has changed, okay? Nothing new has been added. There's been no new investigation by the DOJ. This is all bullshit, okay? And yes, he had to sign that law. He had to sign the law because it was 479 to 1. You know what I'm saying? There was, you know what I mean? And yeah, we do need to keep our foot on the necks, boss. 100%. Dude, look at him, bro. Dude, Tony, let's go. I am back. Dude, look at this guy. Dude, he looks like Frankenstein, bro. Dude, tell me he doesn't look like Frankenstein, boss. I'm going to find an image, bro. Dude. Dude, tell me. Same guy, bro. Dude. tell me that's not the same guy. In fact, Frankenstein looks more like he has more resolve, bro. Dude, what are we talking about, man? It is like same vibes, bro. Dude, Frankenstein looks more self-assured. I'm serious. This is insane. Trump, Frankenstein. Dude, Frankenstein looks more self-confident than Donald Trump right now. Dude, that is wild, boss. That is literally the same fucking image, bro. Oh my God. McRotburger, make it a meal, baby. Let's go, Tony. That is something else. Wow. He is standing like him. He's even got the jacket buttoned up like him uncomfortably, bro. Right? Oh my God, dude. America, what have you done, boss? Jesus.
What's in those Epstein files? I mean, come on, what is in those Epstein files? Because every time that story gets close to daylight, something else explodes. A new crisis, a new emergency, a new headline that pulls everyone's attention away. We were promised transparency. We were promised the truth.
Dude, every single time. Dude, I'm going to post that. I'll make something in Photoshop after the stream. Every single time. Okay? Every time the deadline comes up, it is like craziness. I will post that. I will post that on Twitter, dude. You'll find it there. I'll put it in Discord too. Every single fucking time, guys. It is insane. And it is like to the date. Okay? This shit is crazy. There is something in there that is so deep, is so outrageously over the top. Dude, I'm telling you, the Michael Wolff photos are real. Remember the Schuster tweet, guys? Okay? It was this fucking tweet, boss. The Schuster tweet way back when, where he said, a few GOP House members have heard from FBI DOJ that the Epstein files are worse than Michael Wolff's description of showing photos with Trump and half-naked teenage girls. That's why they're all going to go all in. They know this is why people are quitting. They know it's in there. They know it's bad. And guys, from the behavior of Trump, we know something is in there. Man, now they're kidnapping fucking, like country leaders. Like something is in there, bro. Elon is like, I'm paying for the elections, guys. And I mean, Elon had the Epstein tweet too, right? Dude, Elon himself said, time to drop the big bomb. Trump is in there. Mark this post. The truth will come out. And now Elon deleted the tweet and he's paying for the elections. What the fuck is in there, guys? What is in there? It's like, and dude, the Democrats are fighting for this shit, so they don't seem too scared. Clinton's like, release it all. What is in there? What the fuck do they have, guys?
He said we got delays, we got silence, we got noise, and then suddenly, nobody's talking about Epstein right now. Nobody's talking about the delays, the chaos, that we're not going to be able to get it all out on time. There are a million more files. No one is talking about that. There's no context to the files.
Yeah,
Nobody's
no context.
talking about who's named, talking about who's nervous. We're talking about Venezuela in a situation that Donald Trump likes to do, a playbook that he chooses to use all the time. He extracts from the same playbook. He runs the same play over and over. He's like the quarterback. Omaha, let's do Omaha 47 or whatever it is. And that is distraction. That timing isn't a coincidence.
Dude, it was on the day, bro. Okay? Right? Dude. Right? So the date, they had 2 weeks after the fucking 19th, bro. Right? 2 weeks after the 19th, or 15 days, dude. January fucking, it was to the day, man. Right? He was taken in on January 3rd. Right? Look at that. 15 days, right? What is 15 days after December 19, dude? January 3rd. Isn't that insane? Like, they literally fucking, it was due 15 days, right? Isn't that nuts? They had 15 fucking days to come out with the explanations for the redactions. And on the 15th day, they fucking go in all in on fucking Maduro.
This administration is very good at one thing, and that is changing the subject. And I always tell you to keep your eye on the prize. Don't fall for the okie doke. When pressure builds, this administration creates spectacle.
Dude, isn't that crazy? That is fucked up, bro. Dude, Don Bacon is at the casino getting drunk, right? This is what Congress is doing, right? Isn't this wild? Dude, Congress is like Venezuela's being invaded. We're creating a United States puppet government in Venezuela to take their oil and their mineral resources. The Epstein deadlines are being blown out. And Don Bacon is at a casino getting drunk and gambling. And right? Isn't that nuts? Like, what are we doing? Oh, by the way, though, if you look at Don Bacon, I mean, you ready for this? You ready to see this thing right here, dude? You're not going to be surprised by this, right? But look at that. Oh, Don Bacon. 1.2 million, bro. Jeffrey Epstein is all over the Trump files. He is indeed, wild card. Oh, look at that. See, dude, there you go. Oh, Don Bacon is like, fuck it. I'm going to go to the casino. Right here, AOC said it's not about drugs. If it was, Trump wouldn't have pardoned one of the largest narco traffickers in the world, that former Honduran president. It's about oil and regime change, and they need a trial now to pretend that it isn't, especially to distract from Epstein and skyrocketing healthcare costs. But think about this, guys. Think about this, because this is really important. You ready? Because think about what's going on right now for 2021 or 2026. Think about what the Republicans have set up in this election year. They are going to be talking about Maduro and Smartmatic and election rigging, and Democrats are cheating, and NGOs, and right, and Somalian people, and fraud, and Act Blue. We got to control elections. Let's have a trial of Maduro so we can talk about 2020 and how Trump really won. That's their whole thing, okay? Whereas what we need to be talking about is, you know, the fact that it cost me $30 for a fucking ribeye, and that the U.S. is just like toppling governments like they continue to do the war president and Jeffrey Epstein. Why are you hiding the files? Okay. And what the fuck is going on, right? Why do people close to the Epstein investigation keep ending up dead? But dude, you can see what they're doing, right? You can see that they want to have the Tyler Robinson trial and the Maduro trial, and they want to try and arrest Tim Walz, which, like, let's be serious, Tim Walz isn't getting arrested. They want to arrest some Democrats. But yeah, dude, we should be talking about Jack Smith. We should be talking about Epstein, and we should be talking about, you know, the war president. Like, he promised no wars, guys. What the fuck, bro? He wants to go to war with everyone. The entire fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? And meanwhile, they keep, they keep talking about socialism. Well, guys, the fuck is this, bro? This is in Portland, guys. This is in Portland. This is my city. Okay? This is capitalism, right? So I don't want to hear people tell me about the ills of socialism, because capitalism sucks, bro. Look at this shit. This is capitalism run rampant, bro. Like, you're telling me socialism's bad? Dude, this sucks. Right? Capitalism sucks, boss. This is not like, this is going to be all of us. If you're not in the top 1%, this is your fucking future, bro. Right now in America. You know what I mean? And you're right. This is the same in Austin, Seattle, fucking West Virginia, fucking Cleveland, Cincinnati, Miami, like Florida. Okay, Ron DeSantis, whatever. Florida's the top 3. Number 3 for homeless people is in Florida. Okay, it has the 3rd most homeless people in all of America. Right? State of Florida does. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Everywhere. Detroit, San Jose, you name it. San Francisco, fucking, New Orleans, Albuquerque, you name it. It doesn't matter. It's red or blue, rich or poor city, doesn't matter. Rich or poor state. It's everywhere, man. You know what I mean? Dude, it's brutal. It is fucking brutal, boss. So we're going to go heavy in on Epstein, guys. We are. So I here's what I want to do, and I'm curious like how you guys feel about this. But guys, I want to tell the stories of some of the survivors. Okay? I've been reading Virginia Giuffre's book, and I want to do some series on individual survivors and to put their stories out there, and so you can see like some of this Epstein shit from the insider voices. I think it would be really interesting to do one on like Virginia Giuffre, do one on Courtney Wild, do one on Sarah Ransom, right? And do like devote a little section on every day highlighting some of the stories about the survivors and the inner workings of this thing. Okay? And so we're going to do that. All right? I hope you're down for it. We're going to start doing some of that. And I think it's important. I think because when you hear from the survivors, you realize that they're all telling they're telling a lot of the same stories. Okay? They really are. These stories are not unique. Okay? They are not unique. And they were kids. To go back to this picture, they were fucking kids, boss. And yeah, Hugo, I made a video about the Katie Johnson. Like, I have a video. If you go to my YouTube page And in the little search bar, you search Katie Johnson. I've made videos about that interview, right? It's out there. But we're going to start looking at some of these individual girls and that are now women that have been fighting this thing for 30 years, okay? And we're going to go in depth, and we're going to fucking, right? We're not going to be shut down by the fucking Trumpenstein, okay? We're not, okay? Just so you know, we're back. This is it for today. I got to go make some videos. I've got videos to make from that deleted video from when I got banned, but we're back. We're loud and proud, okay? And just so you know, guys, if you go, I want to show you something, okay? Let's go to my YouTube channel for a minute, okay? Because first off, I've created an Epstein files section that has all of the Epstein files videos. Okay, you can go in here and they are most recent to the oldest, but you can go all the way back to the original ones, all the way back to a year ago from one of the early ones. But they have all of the Epstein, there's like 100 videos that are all in order that they were made from newest to oldest. Okay, so you can check that out. But also there's a search tab, guys. Okay, there's a search tab right here on YouTube, okay? Where not the search tab up here, the one up here searches YouTube, but when you go to the line of the home video shorts lives, you go on the search tab and you can type Katie Johnson, and then it will give you all of the videos that include content about Katie Johnson. Like in particular, right? This one, Trump exposed, disturbing clip from accuser goes viral, right? And so goes viral. But you can do this. This is a little YouTube hack. I don't even know if you guys know about this, but you can go in to somebody's homepage and you can search for, Benny Johnson, and then you will get a selection of all the shorts and the videos that deal with that fucking topic, right? And this is a great tool to use on YouTube for all your favorite creators. If you're trying to find a video that, an obscure mention, I know when they talked about X, Y, or Z, is super helpful, okay? And so that is especially when you have creators like 𝗏𝗡 or Kyle Kowinski or whatever, these guys, David Pakman, they have 10,000 videos. It's like super helpful. Now, the one thing that's hard is it doesn't necessarily give them to you in order. The order is kind of random, but that is a helpful tactic, a helpful feature that I think will help you when you want to find some shit. And now, guys, I'm going to start doing I'm going to try to do other like things like this that show, like other, eventually I'm going to put all our shit into podcasts and shit like that too. So there's going to be, 2026 is going to be a good year of evolution. But that search thing is very, very important. All right. Good to know. If you ever want to look up if I've covered a topic or to see what I've covered, you can search on it there. Okay. You can't find it. So are you on mobile or are you on a computer? Right. Because if you're on mobile, it's the search, it's up at the top. Okay. Oh, no. Wait, maybe it's not on mobile. No, the one on the top is the YouTube search. So yeah, it's possible that they don't have it on mobile. Yeah, I don't think it's on mobile. I think it's desktop only, guys. Okay. It appears to be desktop only. It's not on mobile. The search one on mobile, the search one on mobile is for all of YouTube. So it's only on desktop. Okay. So there you go. It's only on the desktop. You got to get on a computer to do it. But you know what? You can do it though. No, guys, you ready? What you have to do is you have to do this, guys. Watch. I'll show you. You go to your internet browser on mobile, okay? And watch, here's what you do. You Google search on mobile political punk, or you go to my channel, right? You go to my YouTube channel in the browser, okay? Oh no, it's, oh shit. Yes, here's what you do. I want to see if we can do it this way. Oh no, it goes right to the app. Oh wait. Yeah, no, it goes to the app version. Yeah, you can't do it on mobile. Right? You can't do it on mobile. Oh, load in desktop mode. There you go. Oh, yes, yes. How do you do that? Is it from the app? Tap the 3 dots and hit load in desktop mode. Oh, yeah, yeah. So here, guys. You ready? You can do it on mobile. If you go to the website, if you go to the web address in your browser, like I opened up Safari, and then I went to the web address, and there's the search tab, right? There is the search tab for search channel, okay? So that's what you do. You just go to your web browser on your phone and go to the channel, right? And then you'll find it, okay? And then it's in the same spot it is. But you have to load it in the web browser. And then, yeah, and I just searched it in the browser. Don't use the app. Not in the app. You go to the channel in a web browser on your phone. And there it is, right? And you can search the channel. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So yeah, that's an important tool, guys. All right? All right, dude, I'm gonna go make some videos, baby. First stream back. All right? We're back, dude. Life hacks. All right? You will get a lot of use out of that. Guys, I use that feature like so much because sometimes, guys, especially with political YouTubers, it's real hard to find a video. People are making 3 to 10 videos a day. You know what I mean? And so, finding videos of your favorite creators is like a fucking nightmare if you can't remember the title and you search on YouTube, and if you search on the site, it brings like a whole bunch of shit up. But now, baby, you guys ordered a dance party. We're getting a dance party. Let's get it going, guys. Let's get it going. It is good to be back. Okay? Let me just tell you. It's fucking good to be back, dude. My channel went from like booming down to dusk. Okay? Thought I banned you? No. Oh, you thought I banned you. That's funny. Right? Yeah, I got you, funny grunt. There you go, boss. Let's go. Did I miss your membership? I may have missed it. I know we've been chatting crazy. Dude, let's go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Dude, anytime you want to blow up Trump, dude, we'll do it. There we go. Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. Dude, yeah, and guys, check your subscription too, like, and maybe keep the noties on or something, because YouTube, like, sometimes they unsubscribe you. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about, but shit like that happens, boss. It really does, dude. But now it's dance time, baby. We're back. Hit that like button. We love you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, yeah, check your voter registration too, guys. Right? And guys, if you have anybody in particular that you want me to cover, any of the Epstein survivors, like list them in Discord. Okay? Let's fucking, you know. So basically I did nothing wrong to get banned. They owe you. I don't really look at it like that. I mean, I don't know what happened and I'll probably never know. But, you know, I'm just thankful that it happened. And, you know, whatever. I had a 3-day vacation while I played some Fortnite and you know, got off politics for a couple days. Maybe I just needed that or whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't get too stressed out about that shit. Like even that night when it happened, I was like sad and heartbroken. But so I was like, fuck it. I streamed Fortnite that night. I got banned at 3 a.m., guys. And at 3:30 a.m., I did a Fortnite stream for 6 hours. Okay? Because I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to sit here and be defeated. I'm going to go fucking shit on some Fortnite people. And no, I streamed that on Twitch. And so that night I went and like, you know, a whole bunch of people were like, oh, you're streaming Fortnite. I was like, fuck it, dude. I just keep moving. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do, guys. Sometimes you just got to keep moving, right? Just even when bad shit happens, just keep you like putting yourself in the game and fucking keep moving. And I did kind of take a Twitter break too for the last couple days. Dude, I did several 12-hour Fortnite streams and you know, now I'm back and better than ever, baby. Right? Let's go. Oh. Oh, let's go, baby. Here we go, boss. Here we go. Time for a little deja vu, baby. Dude, you think it's crazy now, guys. You know what's funny? I'm going to make a prediction right here that by October, we will be wishing it could be as chaos-free as it is right now, guys. I shit you not. I think it is going to be so toxic during the primaries and so toxic during this election cycle that by October, we're going to be wishing we could go back to like when it was just Epstein and Maduro, right? Like literally, we're going to be like, goddamn, can we just go back to the days of like invading foreign countries and kidnapping their leaders? And like, it was so like restful back then. Dude, like, all right? And it's going to be bad. Remember, community, guys, community. Like whether it's your online communities, your neighborhood, check in on your neighbors. Okay? If you know a trans person in your fucking neighborhood or in your friend group or in your extended family group, like check in on them. Okay? If you know Hispanic people in your neighborhood, check in on them. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking, I don't know, give them a fruit basket or something. Like seriously, community, right? Reach out, talk to family members that are living in red states that are drowning. If you know blue dots in red states, keep them at like an arm's reach. Okay? I know we're spending a lot of time like, you know, attacking the other side, but don't forget to check in on your own side because there are a lot of people that are really hurting right now, more so than like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's community is going to be the thing that like gets us through this. All right. It really is. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely is. All right. That is something we gotta do, man. We gotta keep that community, those community vibes rolling. And dance. Oh, fuck, bro. All right, here we go. Your whole neighborhood is Hispanic. They're good people. Dude, I literally, guys, have hardly known any fucking Hispanic people that have been like bad people. I shit you not. Okay? I grew up in LA, a lot of Hispanic people. Dude, guys, you ready for this? Last thing. I had a Hispanic drug dealer in LA, okay? This guy was so cool that like if I frantically texted him, or like not texting, it was before texting, I mean pinging his pager, I used to frantically page him at like 4 a.m. And after he sold to me a couple times when I was on a bender, he would stop responding. Okay? I had a drug dealer, a Hispanic drug dealer, who used to prevent me from getting too like out of hand with fucking cocaine. He would eventually stop responding to me because he didn't want me to go over the fucking deep end. Dude, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you just don't find people with that kind of integrity. I know saying a coke dealer has integrity is something, but dude, he was looking out for me, man. He was fucking looking out for me, guys. It was like really cool. If I'd had a different drug dealer, maybe I'm not around right now. You know? You know what I mean? Dude, the white drug dealers I knew were not like that, guys. They would sell you a bag if you were like ODing. They would come up and tuck a bag under your arm and take the money out of your wallet. Okay? Let me just tell you, boss. Okay? There is a difference in integrity. All right, you ready? Let's get into it, baby. It's time, boss. It is time. Oh, here we go.
Before I do recognize change the world, but I'm not gonna
It's good to be
wait
back.
my turn. I don't ever want to come down.
I'd rather be found. Yeah, join the Discord. I'm gonna go make some videos. Appreciate you guys. I have a great night. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, it's about you. It's about unbreaking that heart and staying in the game. Do not tune out. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Radiant in my world. I'm gonna I can't pretend. No. I hope this never ends. It's about you. I would never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Freedom. Misdirection, you know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will.